RCMP have confirmed that the body of a 6-year-old child who went missing from his home has been found. In an update released after midnight, police stated that the death is not considered suspicious, and the cause of death will not be disclosed. Please like and subscribe if you believe these children deserve justice. Let us know in the comments which city you're from and when this case first caught your attention. Seeing people from around the world stand in support of Lilly and Jack gives us hope that the truth will be revealed. This heartbreaking discovery has drastically shifted the focus of the investigation. Information uncovered in the past few hours has shocked authorities. Now, every effort is being made to save 4-year-old Jack. Time is running out. In just a few minutes, we'll share shocking details. How the biological father's criminal history, the stepfather's polygraph results, and the mother's escape with the baby all played a role in this tragedy.
Feels like I'm reliving a nightmare of May 2nd. The main feelings from sadness have just turned to anger because there's no evidence at all.
In the end, we'll hear from a relative who claims to know exactly where Jack is right now. His words could save the boy's life. Jack Sullivan is still missing. What's happened in the last few hours has completely changed the trajectory of the Sullivan case. The tragic discovery of the 6-year-old's body has devastated everyone involved. It's a cruel reminder of what happens when time runs out. All efforts are now focused on saving young Jack Sullivan, a boy who may be the only hope for a positive outcome in this heartbreaking story. If you've been following this case from the start, please hit like and subscribe. Let us know which country you're from in the comments. It's crucial to show the world is united in hoping for Jack's rescue. Events are moving quickly, and we may be just hours away from critical updates about his fate. The tragic discovery has shaken the entire country. After countless hours of searching by hundreds of volunteers, the worst fears were confirmed. The news spread like wildfire across Canada and reminded investigators that if Jack is still alive, the countdown is now measured in hours, not days. Every second matters for this 4-year-old boy who loves dinosaurs and bugs, and who is now alone without his big sister. In response, Nova Scotia authorities took emergency action on June 19th, announcing an unprecedented $150,000 reward for information on the whereabouts of the Sullivan children. This isn't just an act of desperation, it's a sign that the case has entered a critical stage. The reward was issued under the Major Unsolved Crimes program, which means authorities now consider this a serious crime, not simply a search for missing children. Attorney General Becky Druin, her voice trembling, stated, "The disappearance of Jack and Lilly is being felt across the province and beyond. Of the 122 active cases in the reward program, most involve murder or disappearances under tragic circumstances, now including the Sullivan case. The devastating news has brought new urgency to the search for little Jack, who is now completely alone. On this fateful day, a key event revealed the true direction of the investigation. Daniel Martel, the children's stepfather, publicly shared shocking details about his polygraph test for the first time.
I'm still holding out hope. I don't know why they didn't find anything from Jack's pull-up to her backpack or any of her belongings at all. They just haven't found it.
What he said forced investigators to reassess the entire case. The very first question they asked me was, "Did you kill Lilly and Jack?" Daniel told reporters. "Can you imagine that? Not where are the children or what happened, but straight to the most horrifying question." He described the intense pressure of the interrogation. "I was extremely nervous. When they hook you up to the machines and ask you those kinds of questions, your stress goes through the roof." But what disturbed him even more was the direction of the questioning. Every question assumed the children were already dead. He continued through tears. The next question was, "Are you an accessory to the murder of Lilly and Jack?" Not one question about kidnapping or the possibility they got lost. Now, in light of this tragedy, those questions seem hauntingly prophetic.
At this point is always wanted to know what happened. It's been from sadness to anger at this point. And I know the RCMP and major crimes are working around the clock trying to piece everything together, and I'm grateful for that. But it always leaves the question, 6 weeks has gone by, and we know at this point they're not in the woods. The stepfather was always a prime suspect right off the beginning.
You felt that from the beginning?
Yeah.
But you don't feel that now?
No, I don't feel that at all. I asked for the lie detector exam, the polygraph exam. I gave them my phone. I told them I, do drug tests, because there's a lot of rumors online about a drug party. Said there's rumors, and it was just to take the heat off themselves.
Was there any kind of party?
No.
Was there any kind of gathering that
No.
someone might have thought was a party?
No.
There were no people at the house?
No, not the night before.
Okay, you mentioned you offered to take a polygraph test.
Yeah.
Did the RCMP take you up on that?
Yes, it did.
And how did that unfold?
That unfolded in my favor. They obviously know I wasn't lying about anything.
So they said, "Yep, great, thank you. Come in
Yeah.
for a polygraph test."
Yeah, it took a little while to set up, and
When did you do that?
I don't know the exact date, but that would be at least 3 weeks ago, probably.
So roughly 3 weeks after the disappearance. And I think most Canadians wouldn't have any idea what's involved with that. Can you describe the process? You go in and just tell us right from the start.
We go in, sit down in a big comfy chair, and they have multiple sensory pads. You have them underneath your forearms, you have them underneath your butt, and you have them underneath your feet with your shoes off. You have a sweat gland on one finger. You have a measuring instrument for blood flow that goes in and out of your hand. And you have a cuff on your arm for blood pressure to measure your pulse.
Were you nervous?
Yeah, I was extremely nervous, especially with the first question they asked, did you kill Lilly and Jack?
That was the first question they asked you.
Yeah.
What went through your mind when someone's asking you that question so point blank like that?
Your mind has a massive release of chemicals, I guess you would call them. It's like your stress levels just astronomically through the roof, and your body doesn't know what to do, because it's not every day the way you're hooked up to machines in an interrogation room where someone asks you questions like that.
What other kinds of questions did they ask you?
All the questions pertain to the death of Lilly and Jack. Are you accessory to the murder of Lilly and Jack? They were all.
So all of the questions assumed that the children are no longer alive. There were no questions at all about, did you take them somewhere? Could
No.
they be somewhere? Do you know who these people are?
Yeah.
That's a lot of interviews.
It is a lot of interviews. A lot of them are my family, people that live in the area. And those interviews, typically my interview was, and a lot of the interviews from my family were 1-2 hours. There's a lot of time taken up, and they ask detailed questions.
Do you know who else actually took a polygraph test?
I do, but I'm not going to say anything that's going to impede the investigation.
When did you find out the result of your test?
Immediately right after.
What did they say to you?
You did a good job, you passed.
And how did that feel?
Good.
And did you feel that there was any further suspicion on you after that point, or was that sort of complete?
No, that was really when I seen the turning point for it starting to taper off with investigators.
Do you know if Malaya stayed in one?
I don't know if I can say it, but I will anyway. Yes, she did take one.
Okay, she took one. Do you know the result?
No, RCMP wouldn't let tell me I asked.
You said you feel like everyone in the world wants to know what happened to Lilly and Jack.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think this is getting so much attention?
Well, just the mysterious and nature of everything and how strange everything is. The RCMP, they have to keep a tight lip on everything. But there's a lot more that meets the eye with the case.
Is there something that you think the public doesn't know that you can share that you want the public to know?
That's a hard one because I don't want to impede the investigation in any way. It is still a missing persons investigation. It hasn't pivoted to any type of criminal investigation. The kids were seen the day before. I know a lot of people didn't know that. I still see a lot of stuff online. The kids could have been missing for days. They were out of school for days. And they were seen in the Glasgow area on camera the day before the disappearance in the afternoon.
Where was that?
I don't know if I can say that, but it was near the Highland Square Mall.
Was it with you?
It was with me, Malaya, and Meadow, and Lilly and Jack were there too.
And are the police aware of that?
The police were aware of that since.
Do they have that video?
I also talked to my coworker in the parking lot as well, and he verified that with investigators as well. For all the speculation, they were gone days ahead of time, or they were seen the afternoon on camera before the disappearance.
Why do you think the police are asking for video dating back, days before that?
Well, the reason for that is they want to see the traffic of the vehicles, the roads in the area, right? Maybe vehicles that were traveling that area a lot over the last few days prior to hand, or vehicles that weren't seen in the area, or vehicles that were seen in the area, like local people that are, making frequent trips past the house, or which it's all considered evidence. I mean, the more pictures and videos is the better.
They say they have hundreds of hours of video.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know if they found anything on those videos?
I think it was up to 2 weeks ago. They had footage that they examined for evidence that was 8 kilometers diameter out from the house. So that was after a month. That's how long it took to get footage and review it 8 kilometers out. So
but what's on the video?
I don't know. I'm only limited by what they tell me.
How often are they in touch with you?
Investigators now, I'd say maybe once every 5 days. And usually I'm the one who calls or messages them.
And how's that changed over the course of the 6 weeks?
Well, from the beginning it was almost daily, tapering off to where it's only like once every 5 days now.
And how do you feel about that?
It's good and bad. I mean, I like to talk to them in person about any little small details I come up with, or anything I can try to bring to their attention which may help the investigation. So I don't get to see them often, so it's always over phone or messaging, and it's hard to really convey what you want to say when you're not in person. But then I also know the eye's not on me. The investigators don't see me as part of the disappearance.
How do you know that?
Well, when you're going from daily to tapering off every 5 days, I already gave them everything on my phone. I'm the one who originally said, here, take my phone. We'll go through all my banking information. We'll go through all my stuff on my GPS from Google.
And you were offering all that up, right?
Yeah, I offered everything.
And why were you doing that?
To show them that I want to get the investigation moving. I know I have nothing to do with any of it. A lot of speculation is, you killed the kids. Just come out and say it straight as it is.
What do you think when you read that?
It's a lot of nonsense, obviously. I know the truth. I didn't kill Lilly and Jack. And I just think a lot of people online they're seeking drama, that's the main thing. Everybody's allowed their own opinion, like I said before, but hard on the people that were actually there and missing the children. Still haven't got to see any of my kids, including Lilly and Jack, and that's been really tough, going from a family of 7, including my other 2 kids that live in Halifax now. Going from a family of 7 in the blink of an eye, your family's ripped apart and you're left alone.
The scale of the investigation is staggering. Over 11 divisions of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police are now working on the case around the clock. National-level agencies have also joined the effort, including the National Centre for Missing Persons and the Canadian Centre for Child Protection. Investigators have conducted 54 formal interviews, gathered over 500 public tips, and reviewed hundreds of hours of surveillance footage. Since the tragic discovery, all of these efforts have taken on a new urgency. Time is running out to find Jack alive. On June 18th, just one day before the reward was announced, words were spoken that shattered the hearts of millions. Belinda Gray, the children's paternal grandmother, broke 7 weeks of silence to speak publicly. "My heart tells me these babies are gone forever," said the 62-year-old woman through tears. In the wake of the devastating news, her words took on an even more painful meaning. Still, there remains hope that 4-year-old Jack, her serious little boy who always studied people so carefully with his big eyes, can still be saved. Belinda also revealed troubling family secrets that shed light on why police had suspected the worst from the beginning. She explained that her son, Cody Sullivan, the children's biological father, has a criminal record. After his relationship with Malahia ended, he completely removed himself from the children's lives. When she filed for sole custody, Cody told her, "That's it. I'm done. I don't want anything to do with this," Belinda recalled. This explains why police arrived at Belinda's home at 3 a.m. on May 3rd to see if the children might have been taken by their biological father.
My heart tells me these babies are gone. I am the grandmother of Lilly and Jack. I am the grandmother on the biological father's side. I'm assuming that they'd find them. So I told her, well, we'll head out first thing in the morning and help with the search. It was around between 3 and 3:30 in the morning. So we showed up Saturday morning, me and my sister.
The system was already aware of problems within this family. The situation became even more serious when it was revealed that Nova Scotia's Child Protection Services had investigated the living conditions of Lilly and Jack months before they went missing. Minister Scott Armstrong confirmed that there was a file on the children, but he declined to share any details, citing confidentiality. After the tragic discovery, it became clear to everyone that the authorities had long been concerned about the children's safety. That's exactly why the Major Crimes Unit got involved so quickly. They already had reason to fear the worst. The actions of the children's mother, Malahia Brooks Murray, now appear deeply troubling. The day after the children disappeared, she left home, blocked Daniel on social media, and changed her relationship status to single.
Very stressful.
Then came a move that many viewed as a sign of guilt or a panicked
when we noticed
escape.
that the children were gone,
Malahia violated child welfare orders and fled her mother's home, taking her one-year-old daughter, Meadow, with her.
and
The outcome
waited
was
for
predictable. Child welfare authorities quickly stepped in and removed Meadow as well. Now, Malahia has lost all 3 children. And in light of the recent tragedy, the most pressing question remains: where is 4-year-old Jack, and is he still alive? Critical information came to light on May 28th, when police revealed that the last confirmed sighting of the children was on May 1st in the afternoon, caught on surveillance cameras in New Glasgow. Between that sighting and Malahia's emergency call on the morning of May 2nd, about 20 hours passed. After the devastating discovery, these 20 hours became critically important. What happened during this time? What happened to the children? And most urgently, is there still hope of saving Jack? Unconfirmed reports suggested that the children may have been seen in Plattsburgh, New York, near the Canadian border. Lilly and Jack are members of the Mi'kmaq Nation, whose only recognized reservation in the U.S. is located in Maine. Tracking dogs followed the children's scent to a roadside location where the trail stopped, indicating they were likely taken away by car. In the wake of the tragedy, this information has taken on new weight. If Jack is still alive, every passing minute is critical to his rescue. One of the most unsettling details is that police have declined to use cadaver dogs, those trained specifically to detect human remains. Following such a grim discovery, their refusal is particularly troubling. The RCMP stated, "Any searches with dogs will be based on information gathered during the investigation." But what do they know that makes them avoid using these dogs? Are they trying to avoid confirming their worst fears? Daniel, the children's stepfather, hinted that authorities have more evidence than the public is aware of. "There's more proof than people know, but I can't talk about it," he said. He did confirm that a piece of blanket found belonged to Lilly, and a small shoe print, likely from a child, was discovered near their home. After the tragic news, these clues have become even more significant. They might be the final traces of the children, or the key to saving Jack. At this critical point, a new voice has emerged, someone who may hold the key to everything: Darren Geddes, Malahia's cousin. Darren has run an excavation business in the area for 30 years and knows the family inside and out. After the heartbreaking news, his words gained special attention. "The children are alive," he declared, though now it may only be Jack. "I'm 1,000% sure of it," Darren said, claiming he has a source with direct knowledge of the children's location. "I know exactly what happened," he insisted. According to Darren's version, Malahia had a group of female friends who tried to help her escape a difficult situation with Daniel. He is confident that Malahia led the children to the side of a road and placed them in a car. "I'm 80% sure I know who was driving," he added. But the plan fell apart when a neighbor unexpectedly stepped outside and witnessed the transfer of the children. After the terrible news, Darren's warning now sounds more urgent than ever. If the children are still alive, and if they're where I believe they are, we're coming for you, and you know it. If you panic and harm them, you're wrong. Bring them back into the light. Now, with the heartbreaking possibility that only Jack remains, these words might be the last hope of saving the 4-year-old boy. The government is offering a $150,000 reward. 11 police divisions are working day and night. After the tragic discovery, everyone understands that time to save Jack could run out at any moment. Somewhere, there are people who know the truth about what happened 54 days ago, and after the devastating news, the $150,000 reward may be the final chance to rescue Jack while there is still time. Write in the comments. Do you believe Jack is still alive? Which detail do you think is most important in helping to find him? After these tragic developments, your opinion could be vital in the search for the boy. Because in the case of Jack Sullivan, we're no longer counting in days, but in hours. Important clarification. The body of the 6-year-old child found recently has been identified as Ibukun Adini from Cold Lake, Alberta, a boy from a family of Nigerian doctors. This case is not connected to the disappearance of Lilly and Jack Sullivan from Nova Scotia. Lilly Sullivan, age 6, and Jack Sullivan, age 4, have been missing since May 2, 2025. The search continues, and the $150,000 reward remains in effect.